Good morning. I'm Mary West, hiker, photographer, and author of the Day Hiker Gold Country Trail Guide series. I am honored to be the recipient of the 2025 John Skinner Sierra Outdoors Recreation Award. Humbling when I consider those who have come before me, starting with John Skinner himself, Forest Supervisor of the Tahoe National Forest and BYLT member and author as well. I know he is missed, and I'm confident he is hiking trails wherever he may be. Bill Hare, also with the Forest Service. And we wouldn't have trails if it weren't for people like Bill Lawrence, who built them, and Jessie Locks, who brought her friends to hike them, and the list goes on and on. For me, it started with family hikes. My husband and our two young sons and our dog Stella, spending the weekends out recreating in our beautiful trail environment. It started for me in the Auburn State Recreation Area, just to give them that connection to nature, and for my husband and I to have a little breath of fresh air when we brought them home and they were tired. And so we learned all about the trails. After 30 years in media, I retired, and then I started my second career in the Auburn State Recreation Area, working for state parks. Scott Liskey was an inspiration as I began hiking trails in that trail system, and there were other people that had such a passion for trails that I had to go check out the next thing they were telling me about. Mary, there's blooms over on this trail, and there's just this tree you have to see. And so I would go from trail to trail and take pictures, and on my days off, I would take them back to where I worked so that they could hike those trails and share the same excitement that I had. And then the Bear Yuba Land Trust trails started to appear. I have lived in Nevada County for 17 years, and some of my favorite trails are the Bear Yuba Land Trust trails. And the discovery when you're out there, Black Swan was amazing. It's right off the road. And I took my dog out there thinking this was just gonna be a hot, dusty trail in summer. And then you get to the peak overlooking the pond. It was amazing. And then you just stop and listen, and you could hear the birds and the bees and all the wildlife that calls that area home. And I forgot to mention Hirschman's Pond. The biggest oak tree I have ever seen is on Hirschman's Pond on the Hirschman's Trail. Again, right off the side of the road. You never would guess, but there it is in all of its glory. And I just have so appreciated all the work that the Bear Yuba Land Trust has done in opening these new trails. And just in time when I started writing my day hiker columns. My friend had gotten the editor job at the Auburn Journal, and I congratulated her. And I said, "You need to have a hiking column." And she said, "Yes, you need to write a hiking column, Mary." So in January of 2016, I started writing the day hiker column for the Auburn Journal. And that expanded to the Union newspaper in Grass Valley, the Mountain Democrat newspaper in El Dorado County. And then it expanded out of the Auburn area and out of Nevada County and Yosemite and beyond, and just every place where I could take my family and go hiking and document it. I wanted to share it with everyone. And that's what became of the columns. And then people were telling me that they were collecting all these newspaper pieces. And I thought, that's kind of a fire hazard. And so in 2018, I started consolidating all of those columns into books. And so now there are 4 Day Hiker Gold Country Trail Guides. And the BYLT trails inspired a lot of that writing. I truly believe that trails connect us to nature and to each other. And I hope everyone finds joy, peace, inspiration on a BYLT trail. Thank you to the Bear Yuba Land Trust for your tireless work and this incredible honor. Thank you.